There's the closing bell on Wall Street, and now it is Market Domination Overtime, sponsored by Tasty Trade. We are joined by Jared Blickery to get you up to speed on the action from today's trade. Let's take a look at the close here. Quite a different one from yesterday, but not really for the Dow, actually. The Dow up yesterday, up today, about 137 points, about a third of 1%. Not too different from yesterday, but the S&P 500 up 0.9%, rebounding from yesterday's DeepSeek-induced sell-off, and the Nasdaq up 2% on the day, so rebounding as well. Now, to put it in perspective, it did not recoup yesterday's losses. The Nasdaq Composite still down 1.1% over the past 2 days, so just recouped some of the losses. And as Josh and I have been talking about, really yesterday and today, there are still a lot of questions about the veracity of DeepSeek's claims that it did not have access to high-powered chips to power its model, questions about efficiency, questions about what it means for AI models here in the U.S., questions, as we were just discussing, about what it means for the power industry, utilities, a lot of questions still. And so those questions still equaling a drop in the Nasdaq over the past couple of days, even as we saw the rebound today and a rebound in a lot of the large-cap tech names. Jared's got a closer look at all of that.
Thank you, Julie. Lots of questions here. I just want to check in on the S&P 500 equal weight really quickly. Interesting because a lot of times this tracks what the Russell 2000 is doing, but the Russell 2000 is positive. So another divergence there, not making too much of it. So I'll just move on to the bond market where we have a 2 basis point up move in the 10-year. And then you can see over the last 2 days, still tracking some gains there. Also, let's take a look at the US dollar index. That is up as well. And let's just proceed to the sector action. Here we have tech. Tech was the biggest loser yesterday, down 5% almost, and it's up about 2.5% today. That is the biggest 2-day reversal that we've had since November of 2022. So not something that you see very often, but I would remind people that without a couple of stocks, Broadcom and NVIDIA yesterday, the S&P 500 would have been positive, so it was very localized. Also seeing communication services and discretionary, those are green, and if you're paying attention here, all of the mega cap sectors that house some of those mega caps, those are green today. The rest is red, so kind of a reversal again from yesterday. Staples is the worst performer of the day. That's down 1.5%. It was leading yesterday along with some of those defensive stocks. Utilities and real estate round out the number 2 and number 3. Let's close here on the NASDAQ 100. What a nice picture that we have with a lot of these names that were just mired in deep, deep red yesterday. Apple, though, is up 2 days in a row. It was up yesterday, it gained about $100 billion in market cap, and it's up another 3.5% today. Broadcom up 2.5%. One of those stocks that got a huge drubbing yesterday, down, 15, 20%. And of course, NVIDIA up 8.82%. And if we look at the 2-day, still down almost 10% over these 2 days. Josh?